Hey there. Today we are not starting with tools. We are starting with a shift in how you see your work. Because the truth is, AI is not something coming in the future. It's already sitting on your desk. Just look at the slide that you actually see. Okay, so you haven't fully used it yet, right? And this is a great opportunity for me to welcome to session 1 of the AI Productivity Bootcamp. And this particular session is the first session, which is titled AI is already at your desk. So in this session, you're not going to learn any theory. I don't want to bore you with that. You're going to map the AI landscape. Most importantly, audit your own work and build your personal AI stack today. And by the end of the session, you will walk away with a very clear understanding of what AI actually is, a list of tasks in your own job where AI can save time, 5 AI tools configured for your role, and a personal AI plan you can start using immediately. Now, this session is not for tech people, because most of the tech people, they actually have started using, and they're using, in fact, in the best possible manner. Basically, this is for HR professionals, sales and business teams, finance and operations, managers and leaders. So if you work, this session applies to you. And you don't need to know coding. So don't get intimidated at all. You don't need any technical background. You don't need to figure out AI. You just need to understand one thing, that AI is a tool for getting your work done faster and better. And here's the commitment I'm making to you. By the end of this boot camp, you will not just understand AI, you will use it in your work. Today, of course, we are not going to see a lot many tools, right? We will just be opening up, but at least this session will set a context, a foundation for all of you. So let's get started. Now, here is the agenda, right? So let's quickly understand this entire journey. Now, because this is not any random content, this session is designed step by step to take you from awareness to action. We will cover 5 key sections. Each one builds on the previous one. The first one, of course, we'll talk with what is AI, and I'm sure you might have read the definition or understood as the term says. It's not at all a technical definition, a very simple, practical explanation that you will actually remember and use. That is more important. Second, the 3 types of AI at work. Gen AI or generative AI, you might be hearing, right? But you may not have heard of something called analytical AI or automation AI. So you're already using actually all the 3, right? It's just that maybe most of you don't know about it, except the first one. If you know it, great. The third one is the AI landscape map. This is where things get actually real. You will see 10 free AI tools mapped directly to your job. So one thing is very sure, that most of these tools are actually free. Start with the free tool first, understand it, take a grasp of each of the tools, be conversant, be confident with that, and then if you want, you can have the paid plan depending on your budget. But I think 99% of your tasks can be accomplished in your day-to-day routine using the free plans. Okay, so no theory, only actual tools you can start using today itself. The fourth one is the AI literacy framework, and this is very important, right? And so, where are you today? Are you a beginner? Are you an occasional user? Or you're already experimenting? And more importantly, where are you going by the end of this program, right? The fifth one is, there are some common misconceptions, okay? So, we clear the biggest doubts up front. The first one is, will AI replace my job? I think this is something that you're actually seeing. For many of us, the answer is could be, yes. but that's not how it can be sensed. Okay. Do I need to learn coding is a question we will see. And can AI be trusted? Okay. So we'll try to address all of these. We'll definitely, in fact, and no fluff, anything. And throughout this session, you will not just listen, you can side by side actually do. You can pause my videos at a particular point in time and start exploring. Because this session includes obviously a live project, which is going to be a very simple, and the project is simple. Create your personal AI audit, right? So by the end of the session, you will submit your tasks, your AI opportunities, and your personal AI stack. Okay. Since you're watching this, right, so you don't have to literally submit it to me, but just see your work. But if you want to comment it, most welcome. This is not a passive session at all. This is going to be a working session, right? You will leave with something that is built. So let's move to the most important question. That's how we actually start, and what exactly is AI, right? That is very important. But even before that, there's something which is really, really, important that I would say, right? Uh, at the beginning, I already told you, this session is designed actually for whom. Let's also be very clear, okay? Because AI is only useful when it connects directly to your work. Okay, so as I go through these roles that you actually see, I want you to ask yourself, where do I fit? Okay, let's take the first section, which is HR and people operations. If you're in HR or people operations, okay, or you're a manager, right? Your week is filled with writing job descriptions, creating interview questions, drafting onboarding documents, building surveys and templates. And it actually takes hours, right? So here's a shift. AI can generate all of this in minutes. You might have tried as well, right? At your level. Okay. Sometimes you get the right answers, sometimes you may not get that intended answers. Okay. So the idea is you don't start from scratch anymore. Okay. You review, you refine, and you approve it. Let's say you're in sales and business development, right? So your biggest challenge is time, because you have to make a lot of cold outreach, you have to do follow-ups, you have to send proposals. Before that, you have to actually spend time in drafting. All of this actually eats into your actual selling time. Okay. So with AI, your draft, in fact, the first draft is already created instantly. You just add some personalization and your focus on closing is really, so you get enough time to actually close. Take the case of finance and accounting, right? You deal with reports, commentary, complex Excel work, but AI can write your narratives, generate formulas, structure your reports. You still validate the numbers, of course, right? It's not that you are done away with or you're replaced, but the heavy lifting is actually already done. Now, operations and admin role, this is also very important, okay? Because your work is process heavy. You have to create SOPs, right? You have to do a lot of documentation. It takes time, it takes brainstorming, it needs to understand the whole organization's culture, ethos, right? The process, outcomes, inputs, everything, right? And there are sometimes, repetitive communication. So AI will help you draft all these faster, structure clearly, and reduce repetition. The most important here now, marketing and communications, right? You're constantly under pressure to create new content, engaging content, more than that, campaigns. Okay, you do copy, you do research. So across multiple channels. AI allows you to create everything simultaneously. Okay. Then you may be managers and leaders, and you have to strategize things. You have to deliver presentations, before that, to make presentations. Okay, there are team communications, there are a lot of decision making. AI actually compresses your preparation time by 60 to 80%, which means you spend less time preparing and more time actually in leading and ensuring that the tasks are getting executed and you're able to achieve the desired outcome for yourself, for your team, and obviously for your organization. Now, here is the most important point. AI does not replace your role. It removes the time consuming parts of your role. Okay. But if it is replacing you, it means that you're not up to date with AI, or you're still using the age old techniques. And that's where, so you need to actually evolve as the AI evolves or evolving. So AI does the first draft, you bring the judgment. Now, if you're watching this, just mentally note which 2 to 3 tasks in your role take the most time every week, and we'll use that in the exercise. Now that you've seen where AI fits into your work, let's look at what changes when you're actually starting, using it, right? So this is something which is very important. I've juxtaposed deliberately before and after. Okay. And let me be honest for this moment. Most professionals today are not struggling because they lack capability. Of course not. They're struggling because of time. Too many emails. A lot of emails are just internal and you need to respond. But many of them you have to do, with external stakeholders. Too many documentation, too many repetitive tasks. And of course, you say that it's just 24 hours. What do I do? Right? So this is where most people are today. Okay. 2 to 3 hours every day you lose in writing emails and communicating, right? Constantly Googling Excel formulas, spending half a day on research and still feeling incomplete, taking 3 to 4 hours to build a presentation. Then standard operating procedures and documentation, they always, get outdated. You need to update them. And there's always a constant feeling of being, behind, right? Now look at that after state. I mean, after all these, so there are around 15 sessions that I thought I have designed, so far well structured, and I would like to deliver all of them in due course of time, right? After these, right, which means with AI applied correctly, your emails and communication will drop to 45 minutes a day. Because, of course, you need to read, you need to understand the tone and get that. Okay. Because AI drafts, you edit and send. That's it. What about Excel formulas? They generated instantly with explanations. What about research? Structured in 10 minutes with clarity. Presentations, a full 10 slide deck in 20 minutes. In fact, sometimes less than that. There are a lot of free tools that are available. SOPs and documentation created from bullet points in minutes. And most importantly, you go from that, feeling behind to becoming a visible AI power user in your team. But here is the key idea behind all this. AI does not replace your work, it compresses the time required to do it. And I'm emphasizing this again. Right? So say this with me mentally. AI drafts, I decide. AI drafts, I decide. And that's the model for the entire, boot camp, you may call this. And of course, this is not theory. These are real outcomes achieved using, free tools that you will start using from today. So the gap between before and after is not years. It's not even months. It's just knowing the right tools, using them on real tasks, and building the habit. Okay. So if you're in a marketing or communications, you're constantly under pressure to create, the content and everything. Perfect. So here is your long awaited slide. I think I've created enough motivation. So let's straight away get into what is AI. A definition you will always remember as per its full form, artificial intelligence, which means who will have artificial intelligence? Machines. If machines can mimic the way humans perform tasks, right? That's what artificial intelligence means. Okay. Humans use their, accumulated knowledge, their understanding, right? The brain does, there are, billions of neurons, they start, working. But what about AI? Does AI have neurons? Okay. So we've created this whole neural network for them using perceptrons. But the problem with AI, if you look at, is it actually, right, creates and learns this whole pattern and try to generate some kind of task. So in a very simple language to put it for you, what AI could be is very simple, right? Consider AI as a software. Okay, software is a set of programs, right? So it's a software that has been trained to recognize patterns and make decisions, okay, without being explicitly programmed for every situation. So you don't have to program necessarily for every situation. That is what. So AI is a software that has been trained to recognize patterns and make decisions. Let me make this real for you. Okay. Think about how you learned to write professional emails. Just think for a moment. Nobody gave you a rule book with, thousands of instructions, but I'm sure in your degree programs, your early college days would have definitely learned about how to write emails, okay, in your communications classes. Right. But of course, there are no rule books. No one said if this happens, write this sentence. If that happens, change this word. Right. Instead, what you did, you would have read a lot of emails. You wrote some of them and you would have got some feedback. Oh, the tone was not good. The punctuation was not good. The capitalization error was there. There's so many things, or maybe the sentence. You slowly and gradually actually learned by being in that particular organization. Okay. That's how it is. That's how human brain, works. So your brain learned the patterns, the tone, the structure, the language. Similarly, AI learns, right, in that exact manner. Instead of Only thing is that instead of, hundreds of examples, it learns actually from millions, right? Instead of years, that's what it actually learns in days. And unlike human beings, unlike us, it actually doesn't forget, right? So that is why AI can generate emails, it can write reports, it can create presentations, it can generate ideas. Okay, whether these are novelty or not is a different case, because it will definitely understand the pattern or maybe the previous input, and based on that there's a desired output that you want comes, right? But it's very quick, it's fast. Okay, so it's not thinking like human, it's actually applying patterns at scale, right? And here is a very important clarification that I would like to give you, right? AI is not always right. And therefore, when you open ChatGPT or Gemini, you'll always see at the bottom there's a disclaimer written, right? This is AI and it can make mistakes. Okay. So because it's not checking truth, it's actually predicting what looks correct based on patterns. Okay. So don't think that it will have emotions or everything. No. So what this means, you don't treat AI as the final answer. You treat it as your first draft machine. And thank God, human intelligence is always above that, and we will apply that. This reassures us that our jobs are still there, at least. So if you remember just one line from the slide, right? Remember this. AI is a pattern recognition machine trained on human examples that can generate human-like output as at superhuman speed. Once you understand this, everything else about AI becomes simple. Okay. Now that you know what AI is, and I deliberately wanted to spend, time on this particular slide so that you should have this complete understanding. Okay. Let's break it down further, because not all AI works the same way. That's also another thing. Right. So the three types of AI that matter at work, right, are, and the truth is, you're actually already knowing, you already know all these three. Maybe, right, you might not have named it or understood. First one is very common, generative AI, right? Most common, people talk about actually. Why this is called generative? Because it actually generates, it can create a new content, it can generate an email. It's as simple as that. Okay. It can generate, it can create reports, it can create presentations, it can create images, it can even create code. And that's why it's very important. I mean, it used to take, months to write a long program or software. Now it's taking a few, hours. Okay, so when ChatGPT writes your email, or let's say the AI, which is Gamma app, okay, Gamma AI, it builds your slides. These are all generative AI. Okay, what you do is you actually write a prompt. You give a prompt, and it gives you the first draft. So, which means that your draft to be correct as per your requirement depends on how well and clear you have written the prompt. So that's called another, in language, it's called prompt engineering. So you should know how to write prompts clearly. Okay. The second one is analytical AI, and I think this is something that few of us might have, heard. If you already know, great. But there's something called analytical AI. Now, this type of AI does not actually create; it analyzes data. It finds patterns, trends, insights, predictions, all that. Okay. For example, your email spam filter. You take that example, right? It's analytical AI. Okay. Excel suggesting some trends. Also analytical AI. Tools like Notebook LM, right? You have a PDF, you have any kind of script, you have your handwritten notes, just put it there in your notebook LM, and it will actually read it, right? And in 5-10 minutes it will create amazing, video. It can create presentation, it can create, mind maps, so many things. It will help you analyze large documents in seconds. So this is the AI you have been using for years, right? Just without realizing it. The analytical AI. The third one is automation AI, and the word automation is also now getting it has now become a buzzword. Quite hype is there. So there's something called automation AI, and this is where things get more powerful, because automation AI does tasks for you automatically, no repeated effort. Okay. For example, a form gets submitted and instantly a message is sent, a task is created, a record is updated, all without you touching anything. Okay. Take a tool called Zapier. In fact, take a tool called Na10. These are all automation tools. Okay. Make.com, right? All these things have been possible because of these, right? So this doesn't just save time, it actually eliminates work completely in many cases. Okay. So remember, generative AI creates contents, analytical AI finds insights, and automation AI executes, tasks. If you understand these three, you will know which AI to use for which task. Now let's take this one step further, because knowing types is useful, but what you really need to know is the right tools for your work. Okay. So we move from concepts now to actual tools, because AI becomes powerful only when you know what to use and for what task, right? So there are thousands of, AI tools out there, and that creates actually confusion. So instead of overwhelming we are just focusing on 10 tools that actually matter for your work, and all of them are free, they're easy to use and immediately useful. Let's start with the most common category. The first category is, and this slide is actually based on that, writing and communication. These are the tools you will use most frequently, or you have been using, or you're expected to use that, because most of your work is based on communication, whether oral or written. Okay, so first one is Chat GPT, from where this all, paradigm shift that has happened. Right. This is the most versatile tool, as you know, in your entire AI stack. And, it has always been able to give or draft, good emails, summarize documents, brainstorm ideas, explain complex topics, write reports, right? So the free version, is 90% of the day, every day, professional tasks, if you can actually see. So you can use that free version, right? For India, I think one of their paid versions has also available for the next 1.5 years. Just check. Many of you would have already started using that. Okay, that's I think the Pro, right? Now this tool is used in basically session 1 to 15. I think all sessions we're going to use this. The second one is Google's Gemini, right? They earlier when they start, if you may recall, they called it as Bard, and then later on they changed it to Gemini. This is Google's AI, and its the biggest strength is integration. It works directly with your Gmail, Google Docs, Google Drive, the whole ecosystem. Okay, so you can summarize your emails, you can draft replies, you can query your own documents. Okay, Copilot by Microsoft also does most of the things. This is especially powerful if you're already using, Google Workspace, right? So for the first 4 sessions, we will definitely use this. Then Claude, recently very popular, it has become very popular because of its clarity, right? So it's known for nuanced writing, long documents, careful reasoning. Excellent for, long proposals, contracts, detailed reports. I think you should refer to that. Okay, the free tier is quite generous. Uh, right. And we'll be using in some sessions. Sessions 2, 6, and 14 is what I have felt it could be. Okay. There's one more tool which actually emerged long back when AI was not that common. Obviously, AI was not common, right? People knew AI in a very different manner. Grammarly, which used to correct your, grammar when you write one particular sentence, and it used to pop up, oh, there's an error, right? So, and that's how, people think Grammarly is just for correcting grammar. No, but that's not, right? AI part has already been there, so it helps you improve tone, clarity, engagement, delivery, and it gives you rewrite suggestions. It goes far beyond spelling mistakes. Okay. Then the fifth one is Perplexity AI, very common. And this is your research tool, good for research. Unlike Google, it does not give you, you know, links, right? Google, we can give you links. So it gives you very structured answers with some citations, use cases also, right? For example, so you can actually do it's perfect for some competitor research, right? You're launching a new product and you want to see who all competitors are already there. Just use the free version. Okay, do some market analysis, fact finding using Perplexity, and this is dramatically faster than traditional research as well. So for sessions 3, 7, 12, and 14, we will actually use. Okay. So in this category, ChatGPT is your all-purpose writing and thinking tool. Gemini is your Google ecosystem assistant. Claude is your long form, high quality kind of writer. If there's some legal documents to be written. Grammarly is your writing improver, of course. And when you want to do a research, then in that case, use Perplexity AI. So you don't need to master all of them, of course. You just need to know which tool to pick for which particular task. Now we have covered writing and communication. Let's move to the next category, which is productivity, content, and research. Okay, and we'll continue building the AI tool. So in the previous slide, what you saw, we covered writing and communication tools, and these are the tools you would use every day. Okay, but when we now look at this particular slide, which is on productivity, content, and research, these are certain tools like Gamma, you have Canva AI, Notebook LM. These are what they will help you create presentations, organize your information, work with documents, and automate workflows. These are not traditional, AIs that we actually just saw, the earlier ones, the generative ones, kind of literally for email or project report or text-based information. Okay. So let's start with one, that is Gamma. Okay. The tool is a game changer for presentations. Trust me. Okay. I think the 10 slides are always free. So you simply paste a document or write a brief about it. Gamma will generate a complete, very nice, presentation. And it's very professional as well, right? under 3 to 5 minutes, I guess. So this is the tool that gets the biggest reaction in live sessions, because end of the day you need to have presentation. You don't need any design skills for that. Okay. Then comes your Canva AI. Okay. This is your design engine, the beautification part, the alignment, the color theme, everything, right? So you can create presentation, social media content, visual documents. Okay. Then Magic Design actually allows you to, create complete designs from text prompts. The free tier includes most of the AI features. Okay. Then you have this notebook LM, right? As I was mentioning earlier in one of the earlier slides, one of the most powerful tools for working professionally. In fact, for in education, it is and research, it's quite very useful and actually used. What you do is you just take a particular document, take a snapshot of a particular thing, or your handwriting or handwritten notes. Maybe you feel that your friend has something which is really valuable, right? You just upload it and see the magic. Okay. You can ask questions, you can get the summaries, you can identify some contradictions. Okay. So if you're dealing with long documents, this tool is really transformative because its output comes in variety of, you can actually create podcast with this, the whole complete video, and it's completely free. Then comes Notion AI. This is AI built into a productivity system. It helps you actually summarize meeting notes, which is very important. Okay. So in a professional meeting, there has always been a notes taker. Now there's no role because it will take care of that. Okay. And you would have always struggled. I'm sure every person, oh, what was the term that was used? What did my manager say? Right. And the stakeholder said. So you always get confused with particular date, timing, then going back and forth, right? Reaching out to your own peer or your colleague. I think that's not good. So that has actually gone. Generate action items, write SOPs, build internal, uh, uh, you know, Wikipedia sort of things. So this is also not just a tool, but it becomes your workspace. Okay, the free personal tier actually includes AI features. Then there's this tool called Zapier. It's an automation engine, and it connects your apps and creates workflows. You can use N8N as well, which is now becoming very popular. Right. For example, email received, AI uh, summarizes all that, then Notion entry created, so many things. Okay. So yeah, so the free tier actually supports 3-step automations. Then there's something called make.com. This is a powerful, very powerful, visual automation builder. Compared to Zapier, this has more flexibility, better visual workflow design, and it's stronger free tier. I think you get some thousand operations per month. Just check currently, right? So what all things are there in this category? Let me just summarize. Gamma app is for presentation in minutes. Canva AI is for design and visual content. Notebook LM is for document intelligence. Notion AI is for productivity and knowledge. Zapier, simple automations. Make.com is for advanced automations. Now you have something very powerful, a complete AI toolkit across writing, research, content, productivity, automation. Remember one thing, you're not expected to use all of them exactly today, right? The goal is simple. Pick the right tool for the right task. Okay. So let's talk about where are you today in your AI journey. Okay. And this is something I call the AI literacy framework. Okay. Now, because this journey is not about tools, it's about how you evolve with them. Every professional today falls into one of the 4 levels of AI usage. Okay. And based on this, I call this as an AI literacy framework. Right. This is not a test. This is not about intelligence. This is just simply a mapping, simply a map you may call. Level 1 is called AI aware. At this stage, you know AI exists. You have heard of tools like ChatGPT. You may have tried it once or twice. If you feel that you have done this, you are at this particular level, AI aware, right? If you're not using AI regularly, of course you are at this level, right? So most of the professional may be starting from here. This is completely normal for everybody. Even I also did the same. Then there's a little advanced level called AI user. Okay. I think from today onwards, most of you will become AI users. Okay. You use AI daily for emails, research, report, presentation. You're now 3 to 5 times faster than colleagues who are not using AI. Okay. This is your target by session 3. Level 3 is AI builder. And here you go beyond usage. Okay. You start building solutions. Okay. What you do, for example, you can create workflows, building automations, designing AI systems for your team. You will start using Zapier, Make.com, N10, so many things. You become the person others come to for AI help, right? So we'll see at later sessions how we can actually do it, and we can do it practically. Then the fourth one is the AI leader, and this is where everybody wants to. And I want you to feel empowered, to feel that you're AI leader, put it in your resume, and then start doing your switching if you want, right? This is the highest level. Here, you're not just using AI, you're actually defining how AI is used. You're setting AI strategy, you're creating policies, you're driving adoption across teams, you're managing risk and governance, you're setting the direction others will follow. Okay, so I think the last 2 to 3 sessions and beyond will be at this level, and that's the reason those 15 sessions are, right? So you can ask yourself, where are you today? Aware, user, builder, or leader, right? And more importantly, where do you want to be in the next 30 days, right? I believe I would be able to you know post one video every day. I'll try my best, but these 15, so it may sometimes take more, but uh, keep that, have patience. I'll try to complete. So this journey is not just about technical skill, job title, or experience. It's about willingness to use the tools, right? So we move from aware, user, builder, step by step, right? Let's make this even more practical. How exactly does AI apply to your specific job role? That is very important, and this particular slide will talk about that. Okay, so we are actually moving away from frameworks, and we are actually now talking about the actual work, because AI only matters when it helps you save time, right? So as you go through this slide, I want you to do one thing: identify at least 3 use cases that apply directly to your role. 3 use cases. Okay, if you're an HR or people operations, this is where AI delivers massive impact. One common thing that I'm sure you would be doing is writing a complete JD. Okay, how do you do that? What's the traditional method? In which department, which role has actually come out? Okay, you discuss with the head of department, you discuss with the respective team member what they actually want. Ask the team member, in fact, to send an email to you. Okay, or you understand and you collate, and then you do that has been the traditional method, but today it's not. It will hardly take 5 minutes, because you will do some multiple editings and refinement, right? Otherwise, just give one prompt based on the context and you'll get it. Use the tool, chat gpt. So this particular task is now over. It's a cakewalk. The second use case could be you generate 20 interview questions per role. Yeah, it's very easy. Somebody is applying for product manager role at your organization. So what are the questions that you need to actually ask? It could be both technical, HR, leadership, anything, right? And chat gpt will hardly take a minute, in fact less than that, right? The third use case is draft onboarding checklists and welcome notes. Now, this is also important. Once you have onboarded somebody, there are a lot of checklists, there are welcome notes. In fact, you design sessions for them. So you can use, Notion AI. It will take 5 minutes. Summarize employee survey responses. Okay. And this is like on a day, or maybe every month you actually do. So you can use Notebook LM. You have taken a survey, right, and put it in Notebook LM. It will do a nice analysis, create a graph, and give it to you. Then, very important during appraisals, okay, or you want to really have a one-on-one discussions. During that time, there are performance review frameworks which you can actually seek help of ChatGPT, and it can create. Okay, very important role, which is very important today, and it's important in every organization. How do you ensure that your colleagues are getting empowered? They're contributing. They can be right. So learning and development plays a very important role. So you can create a lot of good contents. You can use Google Gemini and Chat GPT combined, right? You can draft offer letters and employment contracts. Okay. You can use any of these tools, right? So it is definitely going to save your 6 to 10 hours per week. Take the other role, sales and business development. Very important, because this is that one role from where you are, fetching money. Okay, so AI helps you do one thing extremely well: personalization at scale. Write cold outreach emails, follow up emails, right? In fact, you can create this whole pattern of emails and keep it. When to post what? Just put it in Notion, plug it, and create some Zapier, and time to time, those emails will be shot, right? You can use Perplexity AI also for deep research if you want, because you're actually doing a lot of market understanding. Okay. Yeah. So then there's another use case, which is writing sales proposal and pitch decks. Pitch decks, of course, you can seek help from your marketing team, and maybe you're a part of that. So you will always use. So use Gamma for that. Summarizing meeting notes and action items. Again, Notion AI, Google Gemini together. Most importantly, LinkedIn posts for leads. Use Canva AI and ChatGPT for text, right? Then personalized case studies. Of course, you can use Claude for that. It is going to save a lot of time, right? Trust me, 5 to 8 hours, maybe. So you can ask yourself, which of these tasks do you already do, every week? And more importantly, which ones are taking the most, uh, uh, you know, most of your time? Okay, let's move to the next one, right? We are continuing the same. Okay, now finance, if you look at, or operations, these are numbers heavy, process heavy, right? Now AI will help you very much here. Okay, massive efficiency gains will happen. Let's start with finance accounting, right? And your work has two parts: numbers and narrative, because numbers alone will not make any sense unless they have story behind them. So AI is powerful in both. Okay, you can generate the PNL, variance commentary. Okay, that 1 hour would probably take 10 minutes. Use ChatGPT for that. You can write complex Excel formulas. It's very instant. Use ChatGPT, right? Draft budget justifications narratives. 15 minutes it'll hardly take. Okay, you can use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT, create some nice tables. Then you can summarize long audit reports. Of course, you can use Notebook LM. Build financial models, formula logic, and you can use Google Sheets, ChatGPT, everything. Okay, you can write MIS commentary. Okay, then the next use case is create investor update templates. because now I'm using the term template. So Gamma AI, Gamma app will be helpful. Plus for text, of course, ChatGPT is there. Again, a lot of work, uh, you know, just get completed within a very short span of time. You're going to save a lot of time. So if you're in operations or administration, your biggest challenge is repetition. Okay. How do you avoid that? You need to have standard operating procedures. ChatGPT can do it in no time, right? You can build no code automations. You can use make.com and Zapier. Summarize project status updates. You can use Google Gemini and Notion AI. You can generate risk registers, okay, and some kind of matrices called RACI. Okay, you can use ChatGPT. Okay, then draft stakeholder communications. Again, you can use Claude for that. Create process maps and flowcharts. You can use ChatGPT, Miro. You can automate repetitive data entry, Zapier workflows. A lot of time will be saved. Now think about this. How many of these tasks are you already doing every week? Because these are not new tasks. This is your existing workload, right? Done in a very, very different manner. So AI is not adding work, it's actually removing a lot of your efforts. So before we move into you know, other exercises, there are three important, you can say, beliefs we need to address, because these are the beliefs that stop people from actually using AI, right? It's like clearing that fog. There are three misconceptions that hold professionals back. Okay. So the first misconception is, of course, AI will replace my job. I want to address this honestly. AI will replace parts of your job, right? Parts of the job that are repetitive, time consuming. I think the way I discussed, everything till slide number 11, you have understood. Parts that are actually predictable, okay, can be replaced. But that's not what makes you valuable, okay? What makes you valuable is your judgment, your context, your relationship, your decision making, and these are not being replaced. You'll not be replaced by AI, trust me. You'll be replaced by someone who knows how to use AI. And you must have seen all those advertisements right now, right? Who are telling you that start using AI. And it's actually true. It's not just about that hype, but this is true. The other misconception is you need to know how to code. Of course, no. I mean, if you know coding, if you know Python, it's always good, and it's actually easy language you can spend. But I don't think everybody will be capable enough to do that because you don't come from that background of logic, of mathematics always. Right? It's fair, right? So this is of course a misconception. Okay. If you can write an email, use Google research, fill a form, right? You can use any AI tool. In fact, you can use a AI tool without knowing a single code and you can build this whole platform. Trust me. Chat GPT again, right? You type in plain English. Perplexity AI works like your search. Zapier drop down based workflows. So the learning curve is not months, it's just minutes. The third misconception is AI is unreliable and makes things up, right? This is one, of course, partially true, right? So AI can hallucinate. This is a term that we use, hallucination, when it gives you incorrect results or not the desired results, right? So it can generate confident sounding but incorrect information. But that does not make AI useless. It changes how you use it. Okay. So let me have a professional analogy here. A doctor does not stop using X-rays because they can be misread, right? They still use X-rays. They interpret them carefully. Okay. And sometimes they find fault. They feel that no, this part is not. They will They will request you, they will insist you, no, we need to do the X-ray again. Okay. Same is with AI. Use it for first drafts, then apply your judgment. So the practical rule is very simple. For facts, verify. For structure and writing, use freely. Okay. So remember, AI is not your replacement. You don't need coding, and AI is a tool and not a final answer. Once these misconceptions are cleared, everything becomes easier. Now we are moving to something which is very critical, and that's called data safety. Because using AI correctly is not just about what you do, it's also about what you share. Okay, so we need to actually understand what to share and what never to share. So this is the most important slide from that perspective. So if you get everything else right but get this wrong, you should not use AI at work. AI is powerful, but with that power comes with a lot of responsibility. The difference between smart usage and risky usage is what you share. Let's start with what I mean by, safe. That's the word. So you can confidently use AI tools, all those that we have discussed, right? For so many things. For example, anonymized or fictional data, publicly available information, general frameworks, and how to question all that, writing improvements, your own public content, everything. If the data is public or non-sensitive, you're safe, right? But which is very important, is under any circumstance, if you share client names or confidential data, employee personal information or salaries, unpublished financial data or forecasts, trade secrets, that is very important, or proprietary information, medical or legal case details, most importantly, passwords, APIs, there's a term called API, right? Keys and credentials. Okay. So then I think you should not use AI. If you remember nothing else, at least remember this thing is what I will say, right? So how professionals use, AI, or how they can use AI safely every day? It's very simple. So instead of writing client Reliance Industries revenue 2.4 crore, just I'm giving an example, nothing I don't know about it. You should write client is company X, revenue is Y crore. I think this is great. So you hide this, information. The AI does not need the real name. It only needs the pattern. You get the same quality output with zero data risk. The risk is not AI, the risk is careless usage. Now, before you paste anything into AI, ask yourself, would I be comfortable if this became public? I think that will give you a clear answer. And if the answer is no, don't paste it. Use AI, but use it responsibly, is what I would say. Okay, so hope you've understood the tools, right, the opportunities and the boundaries. Now it's actually time to apply this on your own work. Okay, we will see one exercise that's called personal AI audit, right? So we are actually moving from learning to doing. And this is the most important exercise of the entire session because this is where AI becomes personal to your work. Okay, you can pause for 12 minutes, come back again. This is an individual exercise, right? What you do is take a blank document, open a notebook, or this is template, right? Or the template on the slide. Very simple. Okay, your step one is list every task you do in a typical work week. So you have, I'm sure most of you have 5 days a week. So Monday to Friday, what's your typical, work, right? Do not filter, do not try to sound smart. Just write what you actually do. Okay. Maybe let me just give you, examples so that it can spark thinking. Right. It's very important. So if you work in some general roles, writing and replying to emails, let's take that example, or creating weekly or monthly reports, preparing presentations or slides, doing internet research, right, attending meetings and writing notes. If these are your tasks, right, If you're in HR, for example, you're writing job description, creating interview questions, drafting offer letters, designing onboarding plans, analyzing employee feedback. If you're in sales, I'm just repeating the previous ones. Uh, Writing cold emails, following up with leads, preparing proposals, researching prospects, updating your CRM data, customer relationship management. Generally, you use Salesforce or any kind of Zoho tool and all. So if you are in finance, creating reports or let's say MIS, writing variance commentary, building Excel formula, then budget planning, analyzing financial data. And if you're in operations, of course, writing SOPs, sending status updates, mention all these things, managing documentation. You can write full sentence what you exactly do, tracking tasks and processes. What will happen is you will notice something. Most of your work involves writing, thinking, and organizing information. Okay, so for each task, you write the task description, estimated time per week, right? And aim for at least 15 tasks, maybe. And step number two is circle or highlight tasks where the output is actually a text, data, or research. That's very important because we are now doing a filter. Okay, these are your AI opportunity tasks. If a task involves writing something, analyzing something, or searching for something, AI can help. This is the most, this is the moment, in fact, where most people realize something like that. Okay, I'm spending hours every week on tasks AI can assist with. And trust me, take this seriously because everything else in this program will build on this list. Okay. So I'm sure you can actually do that. We will, calculate something powerful, that is your AI opportunity number. Yes. Now that you have listed your tasks and identified your AI opportunity tasks, let's quantify it because what gets measured gets improved. And here is a formula. Total hours on AI suitable tasks, total hours AI suitable tasks multiplied by 0.65, right, is equal to hours you can reclaim per week, right? Now you're saying, where is this formula come? What is this 0.65? So AI does about 65% of the task. I'm just giving one ballpark percentage. Okay, trust me, which is drafting, structuring, first, pass thinking, and you do the remaining, like, reviewing, editing, final decisions. You can take a real example. An HR manager, for example, lists these weekly tasks like writing job descriptions, 2 hours, creating interview questions, 2 hours, drafting emails, 3 hours, preparing onboarding documents, 3 hours. And because the same person has got so many other tasks different from this one particular task will take, in fact, 2 to 3 days, sometimes 2 days. And therefore, they'll say, okay, today is Monday, I'll get back to you on Wednesday. So hiring gets delayed only because of this. Okay, so let's assume that total is 10 hours per week. So if this is your AI related task, which you want to get it reduced, multiply this 10 by 0.65, that's 65 percentage. How many hours are you saving? 6.5 hours saved. Okay, it's almost one full working day saved every week. Take the sales example, cold outreach emails, 4 hours, follow-ups, let's say 3 hours, proposal writing 3 hours, 10 hours. Again, you're saving some 6.5 hours per week, right? This is a completely different task. Take the case of finance, report writing, 4 hours, variance commentary, 3 hours, Excel work, 3 hours, similar kind of, so 6.5 hours again here, right? So all you're getting is same outcome, significant time reclaimed. Okay, so some typical ranges I will say 5 hours per week, conservative usage, 10 hours per week, maybe HR, sales, marketing, 15 hours per week is finance plus operations with automation. Okay, so I want to put some numbers here. I want to make this real. Let's say If your salary is 80,000 rupees per month, right, and you're saving just 5 hours per week, basically this translates to 2.4 lakh worth of the time. This is not extra work. This is the time you're already spending, right? Now it's your turn, right? So at the bottom left, what you see is the total weekly hours on AI. Just fill that, multiply it by 0.65, and you can get the answer, right? The number is not theoretical. It is your AI opportunity number. Okay. That particular amount you can earn from anywhere else, do something else, do some productivity, and I'm sure even for the same organization. Okay. So you can ask, actually, now you can tell where's your time going and how much you can reclaim. Okay, we'll move to the next step, matching your tasks with the right AI tools. Okay, so you already know now what tasks your take your time and how many hours you reclaim, right? The next step is simple. Match each task with the right AI tool. Just pause this video for 8 minutes. Okay, and here is a simple rule. For write text, you use ChatGPT, research Perplexity, or Notebook LM, presentations, Gamma or Canva AI, right? Email workflows, Gemini or ChatGPT. Automation, you can use Zapier, as I'm telling, or make.com. Don't overthink, right? Just apply this mapping. So from your audit, you can pick top 5 tasks, highest time and highest priority. Okay. For each task, just write the AI tool and one sentence on how you will use it. Okay, I'll help you. Your task is, let's say, writing weekly emails to clients. Which tool are you using? I'll pick ChatGPT. Okay. How? I will paste my bullet points and ask ChatGPT to write a professional email under 150 words with a clear call to action. This is something which is my insight. Okay. Same task, much faster execution. Take the example of research. The task is competitor research. I'll use the tool Perplexity AI. How am I going to use? I will search for my competitors' latest updates and use Perplexity's cited answers instead of browsing multiple websites. So from 30 minutes, I have actually saved 5 to 10 minutes. For presentations, of course, I mean, my task is creating pitch presentations. I'm using Gamma. How am I going to do? I will paste my proposal content and let Gamma generate a 10 slide presentation, which I will then refine. SOP writing, the task is very clear. SOP writing or writing SOPs. I will use ChatGPT. How? I will give ChatGPT bullet points and ask it to structure a complete SOP with steps, roles, and exceptions. Okay. Then meeting notes, summarizing meetings. This is the task. I'm going to use Notion AI or Google Gemini. How am I going to do? I will paste meeting notes and ask AI to extract action items. This is what I'm going to do. Decisions and next steps, right? So you actually notice something. The task is the same. The output is better. The time is drastically reduced. So most people make one mistake here. They choose a tool, but don't define how to use it. The how is critical here. That one sentence becomes a prompt habit. Okay. So now write your top 5. Task, tool, how, task, tool, how, task, tool, how. Right? Do it 5 times. Okay. So once you have matched your task, you will then move to the next. We'll build something called AI you stack card. Right? And this is the most important outcome of the entire session. Not learning, not awareness, it's actually implementation. Till now, what we have done is we have listed our tasks, calculated our time savings, and matched tasks to tools. Now we convert all of that into something you actually use every day. You create an AI stack card. The AI stack card is a list of 5 AI tools with clear use cases and expected time savings. Not 10 tools, not 20 tools, just 5 tools you will actually use. Okay. So pause for 10 minutes, just see. So pick your top 5 tools based on your tasks. I'll give you an example. ChatGPT, writing JDs and emails. Notion AI is onboarding documents. Then Notebook LM, survey analysis. Google Gemini, email summaries. Canva AI is for training materials because it is going to create PPTs, brochures, and all that. Okay, for a sales professional, of course, ChatGPT, for outreach emails, Perplexity AI for prospect research, Gamma app is for pitch decks, then Canva AI for LinkedIn content, Google Gemini is for email replies. For finance and operations, ChatGPT is for reports and formulas, Claude is for MIS commentary, Notebook LM is for audit summaries, Zapier is for workflow automation, Make.com for advanced automation. Okay. Now for each tool, you have to write what exactly will you use for. Okay. So for example, ChatGPT. So you can say I will use it to draft all my emails and reports. Perplexity, you can write I will use it for competitor research instead of Google. For Gamma, you can write I will use it for creating presentations, right, from my notes. You just need to then estimate your hours per week. We've already discussed for ChatGPT 3 hours per week, Perplexity 2 hours, Gamma 2 hours. The insight is even 5 to 7 hours per week. If it is saved, it's a massive shift. Okay. Now open each tool, okay, and create your account. It's a normal sign up. You already have, I think, Google account. Just open, sign up. You can put your email ID, log in it, and bookmark it. Okay. No, nothing fancy. It'll hardly take 5 seconds. Okay. So now what you do here, if you look at this, you have to write your commitment. And the commitment is very simple. In 30 days, I will use AI to improve my productivity at 5x speed. Very simple, right? You can write something like this: to write all emails using AI, to reduce reporting time from 4 hours to 1 hour, to automate one weekly task completely, uh, to use AI daily for at least one task, and save approximately so many hours per week. Sign it, put today's date. That's how I will say this is actually a contract for yourself, and just abide by. You're giving a commitment, you're making a commitment to yourself. Okay, AI does not change your work. Consistent usage actually does. Now that your stack is ready, let's quickly set up your accounts together. Very simple. Okay, you can do it right now if you're watching. Right. All will take actually 2 minutes. Okay, so open new tabs as you go. Right. Google content or your, let's say, work email. Right. So first you can start with ChatGPT. The site is very simple, chat.openai.com. You can directly write on the URL, just type it, click on the sign up. You can use your Google account, fastest. Okay, skip the paid plan. Usually they will give you 3 tiers. You can stay on the free tier, right? And then there is a bar that will appear at the center. You can write one prompt. For example, write a professional email to my manager updating on project progress. And you will get some response. If it is doing, which means that now you are ready. So the purpose of this particular slide is only to prompt you, push you to sign up. That's it. Next one is do for Google Gemini as well. Okay, for that, either on Google you type, Gemini, or just go to Gemini google.com, sign in with your Google account, click connect apps. That's optional, but recommended. You can leave also, and you can start chatting. No setup required. Maybe you can write summarize my recent emails if you want. Otherwise, you can paste the same prompt what you did for ChatGPT. Just see, you can compare the results. Right. Then you go to Perplexity AI. I have emphasized Perplexity AI for a lot of competitors' research. Okay. So go to that, sign up, use Google again. I think there are 5 pro searches per day, unlimited standard searches. Right. So maybe you can write directly top AI tools for marketing professionals. Give some context and details. Then create for Notebook LM. Okay, so notebooklm.google.com. There you go. Sign in with Google. Then here, this is something new. If you're doing along with me, as I'm saying, you can actually do that. You will see something called new notebook. There's a plus sign, new notebook. Just click that. You can upload any document. Okay, you can write there, summarize the key points of this. Okay. So depending on your work, also create Gamma app for presentations, Canva AI for content and design, Zapier for workflows. Okay, make for advanced automation. And if you've already, already signed up, have been using, open them, pin them in your browser. Okay. So by the end of this slide, you should have at least 5 tools ready. Now let's move to the next part, which is the session project. Okay. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is your personal AI, audit. What you're going to do is bring everything together. Okay. Not at all theory and not optional as well, at least for me. So your actual output from this session. If you're here watching this, I'm sure you're a serious learner. So to complete this project, you need to submit 6 things. Submit it. When I'm saying submit it to yourself. Just review it. Okay, we'll go one by one. Complete exercise 1. For that, you should have at least 15 tasks listed with time estimates and AI opportunity tasks marked. Right, we discussed those preparing reports, which will take 4 hours and all. Then complete exercise 2. You should have 5 tasks with tool pairs and that one sentence on how, if you remember. Okay, let me just refresh your memory. Task is weekly report, tool is ChatGPT. How? I will give bullet points and ask it to generate a structured report. Simple. Then the AI stack card, exercise 3. You should have 5 tools selected, use cases defined, accounts created. Okay. Then calculate your number. You remember total AI tasks. Let's say 10 hours per week multiplied by 0.65. So that is your weekly time reclaimed. Then write a clear commitment. In 30 days, I will use AI to write, for example, all my emails and reduce my reporting time by 50% and save approximately 5 hours per week. Sign it, put today's date. You're making a contract to yourself. Okay. And if you want to go further, ask a colleague, right? What's your biggest time consuming task? Then think, can AI solve it? Use ChatGPT on one real task today. Could be anything like creating a real report or actual email, sharing your AI opportunity number. Okay, that's one. So take a photo of all these notes, upload it, a PDF screenshot. Okay, share it in your group or LMS. This is not about perfection, it's about completion. If you complete this, you don't just understand AI, you have already started it. Okay, let's address some of the questions that come up usually. So at this point, most people have, similar questions, some practical, some concerns, some doubts. And that's actually a good thing because it means you're thinking seriously about using AI. Right. So the first question could be like, my company has a policy against AI tools. What should I do? I think first read the policy carefully. It's very important. Most policies don't ban AI completely. They restrict maybe sharing, confidential data, and they're true. Um, so you can still use AI like for personal productivity. No, I don't think anybody will stop you there. Drafting your own notes, discuss it with your manager. Okay, researching public information, improving your writing skills. And later in this program, you will learn how to propose an AI policy to your organization as well. The next question is, won't my team think I'm cheating? Right. So let's think about this. Uh, would you use Excel instead of manual calculation be considered cheating? Like think about it. My answer is no. Right. So AI is a tool. You still review the output, edit the content, take full responsibility of what you actually send. The ownership stays with you, only the effort reduces. And the third question could be, what if AI gives wrong information? It will, and in most cases, right, it will actually, right, especially for specific facts. If you're checking recent updates, it may give you a link, and if you click that link, it says 404 error, right? So there are some niche topics, right? So use AI with the simple rule that AI is your first draft and you're the final decision. For research heavy tasks, I think use Perplexity AI because it provides citations and sources as well. Next question could be, is my data stored or used to train AI? Right. I'll say it depends on the tool. Okay. Uh, in tools like ChatGPT, free versions may use data to improve models, but you can turn this off in settings. So regardless of settings, it's very important that you never share your sensitive data and always use anonymization. Right. So all these questions are actually valid, but none of them are reasons to avoid using AI. Okay, there are reasons just to use AI smartly. Like let's look at something more powerful. Let's look at the business case for AI. Uh, because I think this particular thing will help you, go beyond productivity. This is like about your impact. Uh, if you're a manager, a team lead, or someone influencing decisions, this slide is actually meant for you, right? So your first metric is going to save your time, 5 hours per week saved, per professional. And this is a conservative estimate, just basic use of AI for emails, for research, for reports, for any other admin tasks. Metric two is annual value. For example, 2,40,000 rupees per year. Okay, so the assumption that we took was if the salary is 80,000 rupees per month and hourly rate is 5 hours based on that. So saving 5 hours per week across 48 weeks. That's how the calculation came, and you got 2.4 lakh worth. So you multiply that amount, right? So this is not cost saving, this is the value unlocked. Then the third metric is 120 times return on investment. Take this in this manner. For a team of 25 people, even basic AI usage creates massive returns. Okay. The payback period 3 weeks, right? The time saved pays back the training cost in just 3 weeks. Okay. Zero ongoing total cost. For example, every tool in this program is like ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, Notion AI, all have free versions. And output starts in week one itself because you do exercise, you apply immediately, you work across all departments. I mean, right? Whether it is HR, sales, finance, operations, marketing, everywhere you can take this with you. And of course, it's very important that you know, you can get certifications if there is a paid course that I may launch in future. So I will say that this is not a future investment or a long-term bet. This immediately productivity. This is something like ROI and immediate impact. So let's bring everything together. In this particular session, you didn't just learn about AI, as I said. You build the foundation to use AI in your work. Okay, let's discuss these things. First, we started with what AI really is. Of course, it's not a magic. It's a pattern recognition system trained on human examples. It generates first drafts, you apply judgment. Then we also understood the three types of AI at work. Okay, Gen AI creates content, analytical AI finds pattern, automation AI executes workflows. You're already using all these, right? Now you know how to use them intentionally. Then there's the AI landscape map. Okay, you now have understood 10 powerful tools: ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Notebook LM, Gamma, Canva, Notion AI, Grammarly, Zapier, Make.com. Then we also saw, AI literacy framework. If you are at level 1, which means you are aware, and if you've just started using, you're at level 2. You've started building actually level 3. I think by the time we'll finish this, all of you will come out as AI leader. So your immediate goal is to now become an AI user by session 3. And data safety rules, we also discussed: always anonymize, never share sensitive data, use AI responsibly. There was some math that we did, right? We calculated AI opportunity number. You remember that 0.65 multiplied by the total number of hours that you actually saved, right? This is actually real and measurable gain. Then we understood the AI stack. You selected some 5 tools with clear use cases ready to use immediately. Then, of course, your commitment. Okay. You wrote yourself what you will actually do and how much time it will take. You signed that off. You saved it, right? This is where actually the change begins. So, if you do just one thing after this session, use AI on one real task today, I think everything will be great. In the next session, we'll definitely go deeper. We'll understand something called prompt engineering, and you will be able to learn how to write 10 prompts that give 10 times better outputs, right? So you are now with full of tools. You have the plan, and now it's time for you to use them. Okay, so this is actually your action list before we wind up or we start the session number 2, right? There are 2 things you must actually do. Okay, one is, of course, you submit your personal AI audit. And when I say submit it to yourself currently, because you've not signed up for any account here, right? So do it. Okay. You create your task list, AI opportunity number, tool matching, stack card, and 30-day commitment. Please do that. Okay. Then you must use the AI on one real task. Okay. And please do it today if you're watching. Write one email using ChatGPT, do one research, maybe, a task using Perplexity, create one draft document. Instead of writing, hi team or sharing updates, paste your bullet points into ChatGPT and write a professional update email in 100 words. This could act as a prompt. You'll immediately see the speed, the quality, the difference. The first time you use AI on your real work, everything changes. Okay, so this is not about just learning, it's about building a habit. So if you complete these 2 actions, it will be really helpful for you, and you're no longer just learning AI, you're actually using it. Okay, so I'll see you in the next session, right? And as I mentioned, next session is all about prompt engineering. Okay. So what did we wrap up with? AI was something that you had heard about, you were unsure about, you were not fully right. And now you understand what AI really is. You know where it fits in your work. You have identified your own opportunities and you have taken your first step. Okay. So from AI user, now you're actually AI aware, you're now actually becoming AI user. And that shift is what creates real advantage. Okay. Because those who use AI and those who fall behind, those are the basic difference. The good news is you have already started. Now all that remains is consistency. So be consistent, use AI daily, right? Start small, improve step by step. Because it's not a future, it's your current advantage. I will now sign off. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe.